the Dallas Cowboys have decided, apparently this morning, they're going to live a life with no margin for error. And I don't think this works in the NFL, a sport with regulated, decreasing violence. People get hurt. So the story today is the Cowboys have resumed negotiations with Dak Prescott. The Cowboys want a long, long deal. That's how they kind of manipulate their salary cap. They give people longer deals, and he's going to make 30, 33, 34 million a year. And I do not believe that's what you pay Russell Wilson, in my opinion. It's not what you pay Dak. So now Dallas has to live a life, and I think it's a very dangerous NFL life, no margin for error. For the next 3 to 4 years, they're going to have to go into the draft and nail second, third, fourth, fifth round picks. They're going to have to come in and be starters soon. They don't do that. By the way, their second round draft pick last year was Tristan Hill, a defensive tackle. Appears to be a little bit of a miss. That's why they went out and got a couple of defensive tackles here in free agency. Their third round pick last year was a guard, got hurt, didn't play. Their fourth round pick, Tony Pollard, backup running back. He's fine. He's not special. Their next pick was a cornerback out of Miami. He played in one game. That's with a bad secondary. Oh, by the way, Taco Charlton was their number one pick in 2017. That was a big fat miss. Dallas does not. Seattle does. Kansas City does. Pete Carroll does. Brett Veach and Andy Reid do. They go and find great players in the third and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth round. Dallas doesn't do that. They're pretty good with their early picks. Taco Charlton, no. Most of the time they are. But you cannot pay top dollar on the market for a quarterback, a running back, a left tackle, a right guard, a defensive end, a wide receiver, and a linebacker. Because you know what's going to happen, and it's incredibly predictable. Go ask the LA Rams. Once you have 7 players top of the market, A, you get perilously thin, and B, you're generally pretty good early in a season, but guys get hurt, and you start to erode fast. All it takes is the right guard, the left tackle, the quarterback, the receiver, the running back, the defensive end, the highly paid linebacker to go down, and you've got no depth. So let me make a prediction for the Dallas Cowboys, who have now entered a phase, if they sign Dak for the next 3 to 4 years, they're going to be really good in September, October, maybe even early November. But about Thanksgiving, when guys get hurt, even your stars, the Cowboys will slowly fade. Welcome to the Rams last year. You'll need bizarrely good health. It just, that is a coin flip. Some years you get it last year. The Chiefs got it at the end of the year. They were healthy, and so were the Niners. Neither team got it early in the year. That's a coin flip. The 2 teams that ended up in the Super Bowl were all banged up early and just got healthy late. That is a coin flip. Year to year, you never. Seattle was incredibly healthy early and then fell apart late. You don't know what? That's just a coin flip. That's just bad breaks, good breaks. You can't depend on that. But the Cowboys now are moving into an area that I've never liked, the no margin for error life. They've got to nail drafts, and they have no history of doing that. So there's this has really been a fun 2 weeks for Joy and I, because it's been a lot of quarterbacks moving around, and it always starts conversations about how come that guy's getting a job and that guy's not getting a job, and I think we pay attention to the wrong word. We pay attention to productivity, stats, and the word I would use is different. So Nick Wright is upset that Cam can't find a market. Here he was yesterday on the show.
I really do believe that his press conference wardrobe is working against him. I think people are still holding the Super Bowl post-game press conference from 5 years ago against him. I think it's non-football stuff. The idea that the Dolphins or the Chargers didn't trade the 147th pick of the draft for him is just insane to me.
So the wrong word is being considered. Stats. That's an S word. The word we should be paying attention to, the common thread and who's getting a job and who's not, is an M word, maturity. Here's who has gotten a job. Tom Brady, people bid on him. Nick Foles, limited. Teddy Bridgewater, Marcus Mariota. It's funny, Bridgewater always has people that want him. Case Keenum's on his 5th team in 50 years. Here's who didn't get a job. Cam and Jameis Winston. I've worked with immature coworkers. Company's fine. You can't have an immature CEO. Company fails. Sports is unfair. It asks 22, 23, and 24-year-olds to be mature and be able to handle their money and handle their fame. It's totally, totally unfair. In the business world, people don't get really successful mid-40s, 50s. They're ready to handle the money and handle the pressure. Sports is unfair. Sports asks 22-year-old men, oh, you don't know what to do with your money? What, you're the most famous person in your town. You can't handle it? Well, yeah, because almost nobody can. But the guys who can handle it, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz, Sam Darnold. You notice that? Andrew Luck. They can handle it because they had bizarrely good, strangely, uniquely good maturity early. Here's who didn't. Baker, Johnny Manziel, Cam, Jameis. You guys are all caught up in the media in the S word. Stats. It's not about that. There's a reason Teddy Bridgewater, small, not overly athletic, and limited arm, has multiple offers every time he's on the market. There's a reason the Saints went out, paid him a bunch to be the backup. They already paid their starter a bunch to be the starter. Bridgewater's always got a job. There's always somebody for Nick Foles. Marcus Mariota, we thought he's a bust. Raiders will take him. It's the maturity word. We're all caught up at why can't this guy get a job? And I'll give you an example with this, a prime example. If Baker Mayfield struggles this year in Cleveland, they will bail on him as a franchise. If Sam Darnold struggles this year in New York, they'll fire the coach. Because Adam Gase publicly has been more immature than Darnold. Maturity gives you in life one more opportunity. Another year at the company. Nobody wants to fire or move off the mature kid who's a little limited, but he's working his butt off. She's working her butt off. But talented and immature, the minute you fail, market dries up. Look who keeps getting work. Bridgewater, Foles, Case Keenum, they keep getting opportunity. And they're limited. They're limited players. So the bottom line, sports is unfair. It asks 22-year-olds to be uniquely mature. It's unfair, but so is life. So is the virus. So is the market. So is everything. Those who come into this sport uniquely mature. Dak Prescott. What did we say day one? God, he feels like a starting quarterback. I don't like his arm. I don't think he's that great of an athlete. Guys, just every time he steps to the podium, he says the right thing. And every time Baker did, he said the wrong thing. If you want to know why guys are not getting jobs, you're paying attention to the S word, stats. It's about the M word, maturity. It's the singular position in NFL football where you're asked to be a boss on the field, not just a talent.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.